Well, first of all, peace to everybody. It's 19 Keys tapping in. Shout out to everybody. I hope everybody is feeling good, doing good, moving good. I really want to get into, people be asking, Keys, what you do? I make impact, man. I do what I want to do, and the goal is to be successful at what I'm doing, right? So whether that's putting together media and creating content, and behind that is the depth of strategy on how we go and implement. So we may put out something and it's not just, hey, create a message and get it out there to the world. I believe revolutionary part is making sure that it's quality and effective. Having your heart in the right place is not the same as having your correct strategy, right? So there's a lot of people that are passionate about things, but they're not strategic about it. So this is where you see the aggregate efficiency, the amount of energy put out versus the amount of reciprocation from that energy that's put out doesn't always equal the same impact and value, right? And this is where people have to really sit down and become more science-wise with the magic that they push. So while everybody is pushed towards purpose, right, you really also have to get down strategy so that you can be good at what you do, not just love what you do, right? For those who just want to love what they do and, you want to stay at the level that you at and you live within a limitation world and you've only become content where you at because you stop believing at your highest level, right? So you tricked yourself to believe that this is all you want so that you don't have to go get more. You don't have to go do more. So the mind will trick itself and make you lazy, right? So that you don't actually have to go put in that work to become great. And so somebody told me the other day, they say, Keys, it's not right to want more for people than they want for themselves. I get what they was coming from, but that's not how I operate. I'm going to always see the full potential. And if you don't want that, you're going to have to cut that down for yourself. But I'm always going to be the one like, yes, let's go to the highest level. You feel me? Let's do this the best possible way. Let's always look for new, innovative ways to get things done. You feel me? Like, why have a business and all you wanted to do is sustain a living, right? Instead of really live, right? If you're not trying to reach your zenith in your career and your goal, and you're not trying to unleash the unlimited power that you have within yourself, I really can't help you. But for the people that I want to rock with is, yes, people reaching a full human potential, right? That's what we talking about. But what does that have to do with content? Because what it does is it makes you a constant learner. So I'm going to go over and I want to talk to y'all a little bit about content. Now, I put together a book at one point in time called The 19 C's of Content. For those who don't know, the way I look at content, it's a transaction for attention. What you do with that attention is completely up to you, right? I see all these people that have podcasts and everybody is saying, yo, I can help make your podcast a hit show, or I can teach you how to do podcasts. They may be able to give you some of the practicals, but they can't give you the science to make a #1 hit show, right? And they be like, well, everybody can't do what you do, Keys. No, but they can do what they do at a high level. And if they only have the tools and the strategies, right, and they understand a little bit of the science and formula around it, then they can then take what they do and they can really build, right? There's even things that I know that I can't utilize because of the way my platform is set up, but it can help other people go even further, gain a lot more money in this space than I would, because I will sacrifice profit for impact. And other people have shows where they don't have to do that. So my strategies would actually work very well for a lot of people that doesn't have the issues with, advertisers and brand looking at them as maybe a little too strong or radical or dangerous. Right? So you all can, some of my mentees and things of that nature can take it further in the sense that if you follow this strategy, you can go very high. But #1, what everybody needs, and this always goes to the fundamental, regardless of what you're doing, when it comes to podcasting, #1, you need to understand your vision for it, right? If you don't have a vision for your show, if you don't have what is your actual goal? Like, what is your vision for? It's kind of like when you go to, same thing with rap, like the best rappers that somebody want to sign today, the best artists, you know what I'm saying, are the people that have a vision for where they want to go. What do you want to do, right? Do you see yourself, selling out shows at Coachella or You know what I'm saying? Do you want to be this indie type artist? Like, what's the vertical you going? You want the world to look at you as a rock star. You want to be this person in this niche. You want to hold this space. If you got a vision, right, it's easier to help you get towards that vision. Because then we can start from there and go upward. Otherwise, the first job is to help you cultivate your vision. And the way you help people cultivate their vision is through self-assessment of finding out who you really are and what is aligned with you. And then from a real true place, you can then spark a vision, right? That's from a healthy place. And the reason I say healthy, because there's a lot of people, they have false visions. And those false visions comes from being hurt. Those false visions come from insecurities. Those false visions come from mimicking others. Those false visions come from trying to fill voids. Right. And so what happens is when they reach that point of being on that journey to complete that vision, it does nothing for them. So they burn out and now they can't keep going because you was doing it for the wrong reason. Right. So being able to have that assessment, and this is one of the first things, right, is like, all right, let's go through your identity assessment. And once we go through the identity assessment of breaking who you are and then putting you back together, now you're a better version for everything that you do to be completely aligned with who you really are. Now you can move forward. And there's a protocol for that, right? So, you know, the best research firms and consultants in the world are going to sit down, and before you work with anybody, we have to get to know you first so that we can help based on who you are. Not general world. Everybody wants to create a podcast. Everybody wants to have content, a show or whatever. Let's start with who you are. Human design is only a small aspect of it, but there's so much more going into that process. So number one, you got to have a vision. If you don't have a vision, I can't really work with you. You know what I'm saying? That's clear. Let me ask you all, if you have a show right now, what is your show about? Give me 4 words that explains your show and the mission of it. Give me 4 words that explains your show. Just 4. It can be less than 4, but I only need 4. If you can't do it in 4, right, you don't have it down. We need that. I was doing this for a show that I was coming up with yesterday, and I had to go over this because I had to send in and submit some things before we move forward. And I had to make sure that I have everything written out. And one of those things was making sure that the messaging was right. And this is so important because it makes everything so much easier, because whatever doesn't fit in that messaging, then you don't operate within that, right? And niching it down is important. I want y'all to become dangerous, where there's certain science and psychology and things of that nature. And when you're talking about messaging, when you're talking about creating campaigns, when you're talking about disseminating information, propaganda, psychological operations, if you will, marketing, branding, there's intimate knowledge inside of that that will make you very dangerous to where you can get your ideas across super effectively. And the problem with a lot of people who create podcasts is they don't understand that side almost at all. So the people that do it very well, their teams are constantly experimenting to hack and figure out like what really works in the human mind, because you're in this broad environment and you have to compete with a lot of people. So that's just one part of it, that vertical. Then you have to know the tools to use, and you have to know the business side. So the tools, of course, you know, I remember when I give consults to different people, and we show you all of the tools to make it quicker, easier, faster. You don't want to have to spend hours doing things. You want the quickest tools, right? So that you can be more effective. And there's different models that you can go. You can go over volume, right? You can go over quantity, or you can go quality, or you can go quality quantity. Right now, what these automation tools and these smart tools allow you to do is to go quantity, which is the amount that you're putting out there to try to compete. Like, yo, I'm constantly shooting content for that consistency. Or you can go quality. Every time I do drop, it's very good, right? And people are looking forward to that. But in between that you're not dropping, they have to go to somebody else, right? Then you can go into quality quantity, to where you're utilizing these smart tools to where you can get out more quality faster, right? Now, in this time and age, it's about quality, quantity. That's what you really want to make sure that you're doing. You have a lot of quality, quantity. So we have different strategies for all of the different things we use. This is basically going to be like almost a boot camp. I shouldn't even call it coaching. It's going to be like a boot camp. And I want to really see what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what your current results are, what your vision is, and we're going to help you get there, right? So if you're only getting a certain amount of views, we want to see if we can 10x that. We want to see what is the zenith for that. And put any strategies behind it, put in the psychology behind it, right? Put in the funnels, because if you have a podcast and you don't have any funnels attached to it, you're not running a business properly. If you don't understand CPMs and, just understanding media, period, what are fast channels and things of that nature, you feel me? And how all of this stuff works on the back end, you really missing out on a lot. And you're kind of shooting in the dark, right? You really want to understand the game. Once you understand that, then you can build things up based on the opportunities and not just be shooting in the dark to try to figure it out, right? And that's the beauty of having somebody teaching you the game so you're not blind. I wish I would have known a lot of stuff that I know now when I first started. You know what I'm saying? If I knew it when I first started, I would have changed my whole entire strategy up. I'm going to be honest with you, and we would have even made it 1,000 times more successful. But this is why you have to, go through trial and error. And this is why people teach, because you end up learning things that can benefit others now that if you would have known earlier, you would have 10x what you've done. But the problem is a lot of time I pass the game on to people and they want to compete with me. So I'd rather coach people, you feel me, and be a part of your success. Because people will learn the game from you and then try to become your competition. That don't benefit me. No, I'd rather have a strong alliances. I'd rather have teams on this point. You feel me? I'm not at that point in stage in life to where, I feel like I got anything to prove to the world. The impact is there. I really want to lock in with people. Now, the opportunities that I'm personally going to have for people, because there's some opportunities that I could push towards people. But I really want to believe in your content as well. I want to believe in what you're doing, your mission statement, your vision. And I want to take an investment on you, right? And working with you. So I want to see if your business even has opportunity, because for everybody, it's going to be different. Some people may need help structuring their visioning. Some people may need help understanding this. Some people may need help on the business side. Some people may need help on the content side, on what tools to use, the branding, marketing, the full package, right? I don't know how you gonna do a show. You scared to talk? No, so the BWO is still rolling in a different way though. So what we're doing is we doing high level. So I needed something that I can have a community for everything, because I can't have my time and my energy divided. What is your current growth goal when it comes to your podcast? Where do you want to be at? What is your current growth goal? Is it a monetary goal, or is it a goal where you need the quality of it to increase? Is it user growth, like how many streams and views you get? Like, what is the main pain point that you're feeling right now when it comes to your podcast? So we operate and get millions of views, and I built myself in the platform and the brand that we have in a particular way. And now we even know some sciences to where over the next few months, you're going to see some extreme growth from us as we implement all of these strategies. I see all of the above. The average podcast is only getting 1,500 views on the audio side per month. Most people are not doing that well. So I see a lot of people, and this is a business. You got to take it serious. So I see all these people that got this business, but everybody don't know what they doing. So that's why, I'm going to always get some free game out. But then when we come in and we sit down and we go through it, oh, man, now you're going to be ahead of everybody. So you take what I know and what you doing, It's time to 10x your growth. How about you create a real hit show? The law of reciprocity is you get in what you get out. You cannot expect more than what you put in. And you want to set up your foundation to where you're always getting in an equal or greater amount, right, to what you put in. I don't want to be pushing all this energy and I'm not getting the value from it. You know, if you're a little more radical, you actually have to be even more superior in your creativity and your economics in the way that you go about doing things. I'm not an influencer. I'm an economy. It's different. I'm a movement. I don't have a job. I have a mission. It's different. So you don't ask me the same questions that you ask somebody else because I'm not your peer in the sense that you're comparing me to what you do and what I do. So that's why I don't operate within those same laws and I don't have to in the way that other people operate. You feel me? What I do is different. I think the last university I taught at was at TCU, Texas Christian University, and I didn't know it was like a largely white school. I didn't know it was such a huge school, to be honest. You feel me? And speaking to those children, I gave them the game where, they could build them a business right now and go and make six figures while they was on campus. You feel me? And to them, it was mind blowing because a lot of them didn't know who the hell I was. They was hearing me for the first time and it blew their mind. And it's sad that you go to school and there's nobody on campus that can give you the game like that to teach you how to start living your life now and not wait till you graduate. Because experience is the best teacher. So if you're not experimenting, you're not experiencing. So I'd rather teach you how to experiment in your operations so that you can get it done. Somebody asked them, I'm making six figures. Come on, they must not know Big Key. Stop playing with me now. Six figures, that ain't nowhere near the goal no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, our, our goal is eight figures at this point, nine figures. You know what I'm saying? Like the things that we working on right now, we try and get to the point where we building nine figure endeavors. You feel me? We try and build nine figure endeavors. I pay my team six figures. That's it takes a lot to keep high level going. That money goes in and right back into it. You feel me? If I'm collaborating with somebody, it's for $100 million to $1 billion play. It's no point of doing something small. So, I see people all the time, whether they're creating these SaaS tools. I know YouTubers that's selling lip gloss and getting $1 million a month of something simple. So it's like the reach and the platform and the growth that we have and the knowledge that I have and the network and the community. Oh no, we got to be going for way bigger. We got to go for way bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a smart man. Like it's time to really grow and take this thing to another level. I barely got to my point of zenith. We about to turn things all the way up. That's it, all the way up. Must have waited too long. There's a few different things that I want to focus on this year. Another one is land. I see my brother Mine the Banks and Acre Boys, so I definitely want to do a land challenge because by the end of the year, I want to get a bunch of land and build out my community on some land. That is something that I extremely look forward to doing. So shout out to the brother Mine the Banks. He's been sending me over some deals, some stuff to look at. Um, I want to do business with some of you all, but I only want to do business with people who already got their business together. It got to be 6, 7 figures, and you got to be operating with something already. I'm not at the stage right now where I'm in the concept phase. Like if you are in technology and you have a SaaS product or know how to build, definitely that's somebody I want to work with. Um, I'm trying to think of specific people that I want to work with right now. Companies that, of course, that align with the mission. That you got to have a company that's already producing sales that I wouldn't mind partnering with and or getting equity in. That makes sense. That's aligned with my business. We're going to be taking in interns that want to help us go to the next level. So that's one of the best ways you'll be able to learn with the team is becoming an intern because I'm gonna be honest. The way I look at content as impact and income. So the content has the ability to make impact because of the nature of the content. Then it has the ability to make income based on the strategy that we put behind the funnel of the content. So I have a lot of content that's on these platforms. I be going on TikTok and somebody else done posted a clip we never posted it and it got 2 million views on it. I'm like, damn, I need that person to come over here and work to just be able to create content. I need somebody that create a newsletter for me consistently and I can give you the topics and I can give you, and we can work out something to where if you are consistent in that, that becomes a business that is rotating. You feel me? Like there's a lot of opportunities. If you see something in my brand and be like, yo, if Keys just did this, if Keys knew this, if Keys built this, like if Keys partnered with me, like I don't want people that just got ideas though, right? I want people that's really already in their craft and already moving. You feel me? Like it's not that stage. There's going to be communities for people to get started, and once you're in the community, we'll be able to see the talent more at a high level community, and see what you got going on. But I feel like you got to hit certain metrics before we ready to partner. You feel me? But I'm always ready. There's so many of you all who work for these companies, so many of you are in positions, and I meet people all over, and they be like, I just been trying to figure out how to work with you, Keys. Our email is 19keys at 19keys.com. You know, shout out to my brother Max. I see you in the building when we play. If go to 19keys at 19keys.com only if you have a real opportunity, if you want to do booking, events, whatever. We will have retreats coming up soon, high level retreats. Won't be that many people. That's something that's going to be a huge opportunity for us. Just kind of forecasting 2024. We have a few new shows that we about to drop. These shows I think will be the biggest shows in the culture. There's some shows that I think it won't be based around me, which I think is going to be even bigger than high level conversations when it drops. I think this is going to be one of those shows where we really spread ideas that change the world, right? Like we are going to be able to teach the entire world, because I think the world is missing philosophies. I think the world is missing bold ideas. Like the next stage of where we go as a people, as a society, there has to be thought leaders and teachers that give you that directly, no fluff. So this next show that I do is going to solve that problem for the issues that we have in the world, because there's so much that is going on in this world that it's making people feel irrelevant. And what we need teachers of the new world. We need teachers of the new earth. We need teachers. It's there's so much information that doesn't get to the masses that we think we're getting a lot, and we need it curated for us. You feel me? So this new show is it's gonna be high level for sure, but it's not gonna just be me. It's gonna be the world, and we're gonna curate the best parts of the world to give you all the best information. You know what I'm talking about? Like it's gonna be good ideas that really impact and change the world and your world. Because when I first got on social media and I first got on um, YouTube, I would look for information that I normally would have never gotten, right? And it's the access to that information that is the best part. And there's too much stuff going on YouTube. We need curated to be like, yo, you want to see good art? We've curated this collection. And I feel like you want good ideas, we're going to curate a collection of good ideas, impactful people. And at the same time, we nonpartisan. So I don't feel like I have to agree with all the ideas that we push out, because otherwise we're not really getting the brain trust of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like the brain trust of the world is the knowledge from all of the world. I see people from the Middle East. I see people from Germany in here. I see people from all over the world. I don't even understand all of the problems in every part of the world to try to give solutions. So therefore, we have to pull minds from all over the world in order to be able to give solutions to the world, to spread the ideas and the knowledge that people around the world need. This is probably going to be my most brand friendly, advertised friendly show that I've done so far. It's going to be extremely high level. I'm going to love it. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be opportunity for people that don't have a platform, people that have big platforms, scientists, technologists, philosophers, different subject about women, men, Subjects about, science, media, like global politics, all sort of different things, climate, like whatever we want to go. It's really gonna be such a wide range. I'm excited that we're going to create a whole new culture with this. You feel me? And it's gonna be really expansive for society to trade this knowledge with each other. And we've never had anything like this before in culture, ever. So it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. So that's what I've been looking forward to. I'm gonna just tell y'all, doing it independent is not easy. Um, doing it independent is not easy because it's hard to grow when you have to constantly put all your money back into things. But it's not impossible. You feel me?